Stewartsboro Kindergarten. It's Miss Gagne here. I am reading your story for Friday this week, and it is titled The Crows. As you can see this week in your packet, what they gave us was just some words for the actual story part. But if you scroll down, you will find that there are some pictures that you can use to make puppets if you have bags, straws, whatever you have. I did not have straws or bags, so I used some baby spoons from when my son was little to make my puppets. So as I read your story today, that's what I'm going to use to help illustrate what's happening in this story. So I hope that you make your own. So remember that your goal today is to be able to retell this story. And when we retell a story, we're telling the story again in our own words, thinking about the really important parts. So if you make your little puppets, you can use those to retell your story to someone in your family. So I'm going to go ahead and read our story. It was a hot day at the farm. Farmer Jenkins worked all morning in the cornfield. Now he was tired. He went home for lunch. It was very quiet outside. Two black crows sat on a fence nearby. Jim, the smaller crow, looked at the ears of corn waving in the breeze. "I'm so hungry," said Jim. "Let's go peck at some corn for lunch." Jill was much bigger than Jim, but she was not very brave. "What if the farmer comes back?" she asked. Jim puffed up his feathers on his chest. "I'm not afraid of the farmer," Jim said. "He can't catch me if I fly away." Jill had been watching Farmer Jenkins all morning. It was true that he couldn't fly. He worked very hard on the ground, though. Jim flew into the cornfield and sat on one of the tall stalks. He used his beak to break off an ear of corn. He flew back to the fence and held out the corn cob to Jill. "Take some," he said. Jill nibbled on the corn. It was yellow and sweet. She ate a few kernels and stopped and looked down the road toward the farmer's house. Jim was eating very quietly. "What's wrong? Aren't you hungry?" "I am hungry," said Jill, "but it doesn't seem right to eat his corn. It doesn't belong to us. We didn't do any of the hard work to grow it." Jim stopped eating and thought. "But we don't know how to plant our own corn," he said. I want you to stop right there and I want you to think, is that a good reason to take the corn just because you don't know how to do something? So do you think that you agree with Jim that they should eat the corn? Or do you agree with Jill that that is not their corn and maybe they shouldn't eat it? What do you think? Jill nodded. "I know," she said, "but I think berries in the forest taste better because I won't feel bad. I won't feel bad about taking the farmer's food from him. I'd rather eat those and find some worms and bugs." Jim finished eating all the little corn kernels on his ear of corn. Instead of getting another one, he decided to fly with Jill to the forest. So there they are. They're in the forest. "Fine," he said. "Let's go." And with that, the two birds flew away, leaving almost all of Farmer Jenkins' corn waiting to be picked and eaten for his supper. So I want you to think about who were the characters in this story? What setting were they in? So where were they during the different parts of this story? And then I also want you to use your pictures, or if you cannot print your pictures, draw the different parts of what my pictures look like and use them to retell your story to someone at your house. And I hope that you have a great day. Miss you guys.